Hello, can you hear me out there? We are live, live, live. So listen. You are at the right place at the right time. If you are here right now, I have a lot of gratitude for you being here. If you can hear me, just let me know. Let me know in the comments. I need some fire signs. I need some fire signs. I need you to turn me up a little bit. This is my final raw vegan abundance mindset, elevation, all that. This is my final coaching call, and I got a lot to talk about. Or I got a lot to talk about. So if you part of the G code already, and you already know what time it is, just hashtag the G code in the comments. What I want you to do is I want you to stay for this entire live. All right. Also, make sure that you like and subscribe to my channel. A lot of information comes out on this channel. So if you are part of the G code and you're ready to elevate to the next level, I need an elevation in the comments. Listen, I bring a different type of energy, right? I'm not interested in what's anything unauthentic, anything that's not true. I'm here to speak life. I'm here to speak to your soul. I'm here to tell you the truth, and I'm not politically correct, right? So if this is your first time listening to me, it may come off a little different, right? The energy's a little different in here, but if you're part of the G code and you didn't heard me speak before, you know I'm about to share the truth. And everything that I talk about is experience based. So my name is Gee Bryant. If you don't know, owner of the Loft Athletic Club, X28 Fitness. Listen, I've done a lot in my life. I've spoken all over the country. I've built many businesses, but I just went raw vegan for 90 straight days, right? And I want to teach you how you can start your own raw vegan and your own healing journey within yourself. All right. So this call is going to be amazing. I need some fires. I need some G codes in the comments, and we're gonna get started. We're gonna get started, right? It's all about God, energy, and elevation. All right. That's the G code. That's what we stick to, right? So look, let me tell you something about the world, right? A lot of us, and this may be you, we tired, right? We sluggish. We've been feeling off beat, right? We've been just going with the flow, accepting what the world has told us as truth, right? Feeling like, you know what, this may just be what it is for my life, right? This may just be what it is. This may be just what I have to feel, right? I may just have to have headaches on a day-to-day basis. I may have to just feel soulless on a day-to-day basis. I may just have those times where I'm just not feeling my best and I get a headache and I got to treat it with a Tylenol. Like we may have just started accepting those things, right? Now, me personally, I decided to say, you know what? I don't accept any of that. I believe that there's always a truth in every problem, right? In life, I feel like there's a truth and a solution to every problem. And sometimes we just got to dig a little bit deeper than what the external has been showing us, right? Sometimes we got to seek and find the things that are really going to elevate us to the next level and not take on all the impressions of this world and what people say that keep us grounded, right? Sometimes you just get tired of suffocating yourself in mediocrity and listening to the answers of others instead of saying, you know what, this is my time, this is my life, and this is my body, and it's time for me to take control. So for a lot of you on this call, I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. You lost control. You lost a little bit of control. But listen, I'm here and I want to help you get control back, right? So this is more than just a raw vegan diet talk. This is about totally immersing yourself in your truth and figuring out how do you really pull that spirit self out of you and start to reach the highest levels, right? The peak. It starts today, right? So if you feel like you are on this right call for the right time, I need you to put in the comments right now that it starts today. Say you starting today. And listen, I'm gonna give you a disclaimer. I'm gonna give you guys a disclaimer, and a lot of people think I'm rude when I say this, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. I went raw vegan for 90 straight days. I ate fruits and vegetables only. This was something that I did personally from my decision because, I started feeling to a point where I just didn't have control anymore. I had nagging injuries. I had inflammation. I had some things that I kept going to like physical therapy for, and they were telling me I was cool, but nobody had an answer for me, right? I had gained some weight that I wasn't used to. I used to be in shape. I was in shape for like a lot, very good shape. And I was like 220 and I didn't really like it, right? I'm eating chips. I'm going to the gas station 24/7, grabbing a bag saying this is my last bag. See, I'm a chipper. I love chips, right? And I decided to do this for myself. So I'm gonna tell you what happens. I put a video out on Instagram. It was about me blending a smoothie. The video went viral. And I didn't expect it. I was just like bored, kind of. Let me make this little video. I'm blending a smoothie, right? Video went viral. All these people started asking me, yo, like, what are you doing? How can we do this? I'm like, man, listen, I'm not trying to do no challenge. Like, this is for me, right? But because there were so many requests, I said, you know what? Because that's my soul. Like, I love helping. I want to help. So I said, I'm gonna put a 14-day challenge together. It took me a little while to do it, but now we're here. Now the disclaimer that I want to tell you is, if you don't take this challenge, and remember, you got to stay to the end of this call because I got a lot to talk about. But if you don't take this challenge for yourself, I really don't care, right? But if you do, I 100% care because I'm going to do the best I can to get you where you want to go. But the reason why I don't care is because I've given so much information that you can figure it out. You can probably figure it out. But the bridge to get where you want to go always requires you to go with someone that's already been there. That's your quickest route, right? So if you aren't an expert in this and you need some guidance, you need some coaching, and you want to be part of a community, I got a huge community of people that's taking this challenge, then you need to get in. You need to get involved if you can. All right, because we got to go into what this challenge is about and what it can do for your life based on my experience. All right. So now that we're here, we all got the rules of engagement. If everybody feels cool, I need you to type some cool in the comments. Type cool in the comments. All right. So let's talk about our health first. Let's talk about our health. So what happens in our lives is we accumulate a lot of things, right? We accumulate heavy metals. We accumulate toxins. We accumulate trauma, childhood trauma, adult trauma, stressors from jobs, people, places, things, right? We accumulate dormant viruses. We accumulate many things that we're exposed to in the air, chemicals that keep us all types of out of order and unbalanced. And what happens is we just start to live with these things, right? And we start to accept them as truth. And the way we have to understand how this works is all of these things we accumulate, they never go away, right? They get stored in our cells, right? And the only way to get to the root of the problem is we have to start to learn how to cleanse our cells on a cellular level, right? So what happens if you don't cleanse is you have brain fog, you have inflammation, you have joint pain, you have all these different things going on inside of your body, right? And you go to the doctor or you go to the pharmacist, and what they do is they prescribe you something. And like I said in the video earlier, the reason why we're always getting prescriptions is because it's more profitable. It's more profitable for big pharmaceutical companies to treat you rather than tell you that this can be healed in a certain way. So if you ever even hear about some of the things I'm talking about, it's going to probably be through hearsay, but it's really hard to kind of find, direct information in line with what I'm talking about, right? So it's more profitable to treat you than it is to actually tell you, hey, listen, you can heal yourself. And I'm telling you right now, if you're on this call, that you can heal yourself, right? And if you don't have anything to heal and you just want to feel better, you can feel better. I did it, right? So how do we get rid of these things that our cells have accumulated? How do we get rid of these things that our body has accumulated over all this time? Well, what we have to do is we have to hit it right where it starts. And that could take a little time, but we have to cleanse with raw fruits and vegetables, right? Now you got your detox teas and you got all these other stuff. And what happens with those, a lot of people ask me questions about those, is those have strong laxatives in them, right? And they're designed to flush you out quick and make you think that you're having a detoxing effect. But your body actually isn't designed to detox with these 7-day cleanses and things of that nature, like that have all the laxatives in it, right? It's actually really not the best thing for your body. Your body is designed to heal. It's a perfect machine. It can heal if it has a perfect environment. And the perfect environment that you create for your body is to fill it with raw fruits and vegetables, with living fruit, with water-based fruits, with water-based vegetables, right? So I don't want, I'm not against the detox tea industry. I'm not against the laxative industry, but just understand that's still part of the pharmaceuticals agenda to make you think, hey, if you want to cleanse, this is the way. It's all marketing, right? And that's in my personal opinion, because I went raw fruits and vegetables for 90 days. And I tell you, I've never felt better than I am today, right? So understand, to get to the root of this problem, we got to attack these cells and we got to start cleaning them, and we got to be patient with ourselves. This is a healing journey. A lot of you guys have lost yourself and don't have your self-healing time scheduled for yourself. Like, this is the time for you to say, you know what? I'm on this call for a reason. I have let myself go. I have neglected myself. And it's time for me to put myself back in the forefront. It's time for me to stand up for myself and not let anything toxic into my airspace. It's time for me to set up an environment of growth for myself, because I know when I start this raw fruit and vegetable diet that my new leaf is about to turn over. A lot of us is about to sprout something new as this summer comes. And this is just around summertime. This is the perfect time to go ahead and start something new, right? So you're gonna have to be very, very patient with yourself, and you're gonna have to be very, very intentional about creating your healing space, right? Because it's gonna be a time for your body to heal, right? So understand this. A lot of people ask me, well, how am I gonna get my protein? And what about supplements and things of that nature? Well, I will tell you this. The natural source of protein is plants, right? And you don't necessarily need so much protein, right? Now, protein is good. It's a building block. Protein just helps us build muscle. But when you're going through a healing process, you're not going to die if you don't get protein, all right? I have 1,000 questions about what about protein? What about protein? What about protein? And that just shows you how much of a program that we're running based on what we've been told or shown, by the media, right? So what happens is you go in the store, right? You go in the store and you see all this stuff. It says like 80 grams of protein, 1,000 grams of protein, 77 grams of protein. And the cold, honest truth about protein is your body can only synthesize so much protein at one time, right? A lot of it you piss out. Like a lot of people don't know that, and everybody's body is different. So protein, and the natural source of protein is plants. But it's not profitable to tell you that, hey, these plants have so much protein. That's where protein's natural source comes from, is plants. So 2 things, when you're going over this 14-day challenge, in my opinion, don't be so hell-bent on protein, right? You're not going to die if you don't get protein. You have protein, okay? And the protein does come. You do have some natural sources of protein that come from plants, all right? So this is an unlearning process. Like if I could stay with you guys for 10 hours or 10 days, however long, we can like unlearn a lot of these things. You got to think about everything that you've been taught or you've been shown. You have to question these things, especially the way the world is moving right now, especially the food industry. It's fake regulated, right? So we got to do our best to eat clean. We got to do our best to be the best versions of ourselves. We got to do the best to follow what navigate what we feel in our soul and what we accept as true. So if you feel me and you feel what I'm coming from, I'm only coming from experience. I don't come to hurt. I don't come to harm. I come to help, right? I come to help. If man, listen. Before I go into the, y'all gotta let me know if y'all feel me right now. I need some fires in the comments. I'm gonna drink tea. If y'all understand what I'm saying, I need some facts in the comments. I need some fires. I need some love in the comments. Because listen, we about to go deeper. We got to go deeper than deeper. We about to go deeper than deep. We about to go deeper than deep. All right. So, the next thing you need to understand about a cellular detox or going raw fruits and vegetables for 14 days, 90 days, whatever you choose to do so, is weight loss, right? Weight loss. And this is going to be a little taboo. All right. So I need you to listen quick. So I listen in because a lot of people may combat this, all right? But I'm gonna tell you the truth, all right? When I went raw fruits and vegetables for 90 days, after 90 days, I was down about 60 pounds. If anybody seen my picture or you saw the video of my before and after, I lost 60 pounds, right? I lost 60 pounds in 90 days. Now, I don't market raw fruits and vegetables as a weight loss solution. You're gonna lose weight. You're gonna lose weight, but I'm gonna tell you how this weight loss works, all right? I'm gonna tell you how this weight loss works. When I lost 60 pounds, it looked like I only lost like 30 or 40 because I've been in the health and fitness industry for a while, for a long time. And I understand my body, you know what I'm saying? I pay attention to my body. So it looked like I had only lost like 30 or 40. And I had been doing a lot of research, a lot of studying. And I learned that your colon and your intestines hold a lot of undigested waste, right? And I say, my personal opinion, and I've read this, that you can hold anywhere from 5 to 50 pounds of undigested waste between your intestines and your colon. And why I say 5 to 50, it depends on how much you weigh, right? So some people that weigh a little bit more, you could have more going on. And so I think personally myself that I had about 20, maybe 15, 20 pounds of undigested. And then if you're doing colonics and things of that nature, you'll understand that a lot of that stuff has been sitting in you for so long. They say through colon therapy, that it takes the average person to get all the way up into their intestines and reach all of it. It could take 8 to 12 sessions, right? So you got to think about it. If it's taking 8 to 12 sessions to cleanse you out completely, what do you think? How much do you think is in there, right? And I posted this before, and I got like so much pushback, and people were like, "Oh, it's a myth. And I was like, well, because I put myself through the fire, I actually experienced this, right? I actually experienced this. So I can't really like go with the myth talk. Like, y'all got it. Like y'all can have it to make you feel better. If you insecure, if you backed up, it's making you stressed out. Like keep the backed up over there, right? You probably backed up a little bit and now you lashing out me. Like some people was angry that I said it. I'm like, yo, you must be really backed up. Like you really need to cleanse, like on a cellular level. My guy, all right? Like it got to that point, but it was like a battle. I was like, I'm gonna leave it alone. So I'm only here to try to speak the truth, right? Now that's my personal opinion. You're welcome to do your own research. This is not for me to say, hey man, this is what you need to do. Like this is truth. Like you just gotta take things that resonate with your soul and your mind and your spirit as truth. And if you feel they true, they true, right? So I just want to throw that disclaimer out there. But weight loss is going to happen. Now you are going to lose some weight on your body because now you're going to be on a calorie deficit. That's scientific. So if you're used to eating a certain amount of calories, when you eat raw fruits and vegetables, what happens is you're probably going to lower the amount of calories that you're eating, so you're going to lose weight. Like that's law, that's scientific fact, right? I'm just talking to you about the extra weight loss that I think that comes with the fruit and vegetable diet, and you need it because what happens is our intestines get lined with mucus. The mucus holds bacteria. We got all these things in our body, this mucus, and it's just messing with us. And what happens is a lot of us, we think we're curing the issue with doing it by putting a Band-Aid on it, and you could be getting a headache, but it could be coming from mucus or it could be coming from some inflammation. Like it's a lot of things that go. Like sometimes the thing you're trying to treat is not the thing that actually needs to be treated. It actually is something that needs to be healed inside of you that's causing you to think that you need to treat something. And then we go through these cycles of treating and Tylenol and doctors and prescriptions and inflammation and back pain and therapy and doctor and this and this and this. And all it is your body just saying, yo, listen, look at me, just come inside. I just need some healing. I need a little self-love. I need a little TLC. Can I get some watermelon or something? Like you keep trying to go to the doctor and then go to KFC afterwards. Like I'm cool on that. Like, can you just drop some watermelon down on me real quick? Like it's like, can I get a couple mangoes? You know what I'm saying? Can I get some berry? Can I get a berry blend? Like, can I get that? Can I get some herbal tea or something? Can we sit down? Can we meditate? Can we listen to a little gospel, a little R&B? Let me just rest for a second. I'm tired of like going out and doing these things and then getting a dopamine rush from feeling them, and then they end up being detrimental to me long term. That was me with alcohol. You know what I'm saying? This is a no alcohol type of situation. Don't try to make your smoothies into some type of margarita mix. All right, it's not. This is if you here for that, you Cinco de Mayo already happened, or this Cinco de Mayo not happen. Okay, you can wait for Cinco de Mayo, right? But the challenge starts. I think you might be taking the challenge during Cinco de Mayo, so you might want to chill for a second. But this ain't that. No tequila in your berries, no tequila in your mango. All right, cool. So let's get back to the weight loss, and then I'm going to touch on some other things that we need to talk about. All right, so weight loss is going to be key. You are going to lose weight. From my experience, this is be welcome for a lot of people. Summer's right around the corner, so you may want to drop 10, 15 real quick, right? But just understand that if you're not going to make raw vegan your lifestyle, then it needs to be, you need to make sure it's sustainable. So inside the raw vegan challenge, you'll have a raw vegan guide and you have a raw vegan cellular detox guide. These are two different things, okay? Raw vegan guide, the raw vegan guide inside the challenge that a lot of you guys might have already, this just teaches you how to become a raw vegan. So you can have grains, proteins, all types of things. It's still healthier than anything else because it's raw vegan in my opinion. But it's different from a raw vegan cellular detox. Okay, the raw vegan cellular detox has my specific fruits and vegetables and eating schedule and supplement list that will help you detox your body on a cellular level based on my experience. So you got your raw vegan guide, right? And you got your raw vegan cellular detox guide that's found inside the challenge, right? It's inside the challenge. The raw vegan guide that some of you may have is cool. And that's why I am the way I am, because I wanted to have everybody have a chance at healing in some form or fashion. So that's why I put the guide out, and that's why it was such a cheap price for you guys to just get the guide. But if you really want to like get serious about this thing, you have to join the challenge, and you need to get the cellular detox guide and all the other things that I have that are inside the challenge that I'm gonna talk to you about, in a little bit, right? So let's talk about weight loss and let's talk about sacrifice, right? Let's talk about sacrifice. So weight loss, a lot of people say, well, I don't want to lose weight. I don't want to lose weight. I ain't want to lose weight either. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I like my weight, right? But you gotta understand that for every next level of you requires some sort of sacrifice. And the cold, honest truth, if you're feeling stagnant in life, if you're feeling like you need more for your life, if you're feeling like you just can't get to that next level, it's probably because you haven't sacrificed anything in a while, right? Remember when your back was against the wall and you had to make it, you had to make some sacrifices and you leveled up and you did it? Like every time your back was against the wall, you did it. Well, this is one of them chances where you have to intentionally put your back against the wall, because that's what I had to do. I didn't want to lose weight. I got stripped down of all my physical attributes. Imagine being 210, 215 your entire, last 7 years, working out 4 or 5 times a day. You get stripped of all that, right? And for me, it was a humbling experience. I had to look in the mirror and then I really had to trust God, like, yo, this is what I'm doing. Like by day 30, I'm like, yo, I lost 30 pounds in 30 days. Like, what is going on? Like, you know what I mean? So you may lose weight, but understand you may lose other things too. See, I lost so many things. I lost weight. I lost people. I lost places. I lost things that didn't serve me. I cleared the room. I cleared out all the room, and I gained so much more. Right? I gained so much more. And then I realized to myself, I said, I could always put the weight back on. But what I always have an opportunity to have this clearing experience. See, sometimes, God's trying to talk to you, but it's too much. You got too much around you. It's too much. You haven't made enough room for God to speak to you, right? And I'm not saying that the raw vegan challenge is the end all be all to that, but I'm just talking to you for real. Like sometimes we got too much going on. God's trying to get in, but we ain't got no room for God, right? And that was for me. Like I needed to hit another level, and I couldn't do it by myself. And I had to clear out some things. And what the Raw Vegan Challenge showed me is that when I started making those sacrifices and people started saying, like, yo, you're looking crazy. Like, you can't do this. You can't do that. Why are you doing this? A lot of people on social media, I got thousands of people that unfollow me. I'm like, great. I had people that got mad because I wasn't coming out and I wasn't talking and people was pressuring. I'm like, great. Like, I needed to see those things be revealed to me through this sacrifice, right? Because now it lets me know intentionally how to move. Right? Sometimes you'll go through some things that you think are actually hindering you, but they're also helping you. And a lot of the things that God asks for you, sometimes they will only make sense when you look back at them. Sometimes taking the right step is the smallest step. Sometimes taking that smallest step in the right direction ends up being the biggest direction and the biggest step of your life, right? But you got to take the step. See, this social media age and this hypersensitive technology and all this stuff, we scrolling and we looking and we watching the minority be great, right? So what happens is we look at social media and we look at this person and that person, and what we don't understand is we're zooming in on a small amount of people that are being great, and then we're trying to apply that to our lifestyle. No, we still got to live by principle. We got to move by principle, because everything we see ain't real. And I'm trying to tell you right now that if you're on this call and I'm speaking to your soul, sometimes you need confirmation from somebody that has the same resonant frequency as you, or the one that you're trying to get on. I'm telling you right now, if you're on this call, you're chosen for a reason, right? Some of y'all might be going through an isolation period and you're chosen for a reason. See, you will be chosen because sometimes God's going to interrupt you so you can get yourself together. See, you may lose friends, families, relationships, things you thought you needed, weight, addiction triggers. But a better you is worth more. A better you is worth more. So you're here for a reason. I'm just telling you, it's going to take a sacrifice. I ain't going to tell you it's going to be easy. Listen, first week, raw vegan, I'm laying in the bed and I'm shaking and I'm moving. I'm like, yo, am I a crackhead? Because I'm having withdrawal symptoms. That's going to happen. Are you ready for that, though? Are you ready for that? Because I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'm saying it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it, right? So let's talk about spiritual reasons, right? Let's talk about spiritual reasons why raw vegan and how it elevated my life, right? So me, I always considered myself a seeker of truth, right? Like I always wanted to, been on this path to connect to my highest self, my highest frequency. I always wanted to make sure that I wasn't just operating at a level that was below me, right? And this has been time that I've been working on myself. And a lot of us, we want to figure out, how do we get back to that spiritual place? How do we get back to our power place? How do we have that abundance mindset that everything that we're supposed to have should come to us, and we can attract all that we are? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. From a spiritual perspective, we don't attract what we want. We attract what we are. So if you've been feeling out of balance, or you're feeling spiritually unbalanced, it's because that's what you are right now. And to get to that space, we have to be intentional. Well, I keep saying intentional. We have to be intentional about getting there, right? So my reason for spirituality was, I'm like, yo, if I don't do this, right, chances are I'll still feel the same. If I do this, chances are I'm hearing from my highest self that I could potentially turn over something new that could change my life. And what I tell you, listen, my meditation, I've been meditating for years. My meditation became super deep. my dreams vivid, my intentionality and my discernment. You know what I'm saying? It got different. Like I could see, you know what I'm saying, see clearly, mental focus, mental sharpness, right? And I believe that once you start to seek the truth within yourself, the world starts to reveal the same things to you. The world's just waiting for us sometimes. And the world's very layered. So when you start to break down these layers, I feel like the world's open up some things to you. You start to have some coincidences. You start to raise your frequency. The people, places, and things may not make sense no more on purpose because you're on purpose now. Where you're out of alignment or you don't have any discipline or any boundaries or any spiritual discernment, then it's like, you know, anything can just come and get to you and you're just saying yes. And you like I said, you're a house with no windows and no doors, right? Anything can get in. You're open for spiritual warfare. You're open for attack, right? A lot of us don't even know that we're under spiritual attack because we're not grounded in ourselves, because we're not cleansing our body, because we're not cleansing our temples, because we're lying with mucus, because we have so much brain fog. We don't know what's going on. We're not in our God space. We're playing the halfway in, halfway out game with ourselves, and we're not understanding that this is only one life to live in this physical body. This is not our practice life. And the worst thing you want to do is live a life of what if, or you want to get to your deathbed and have some regrets on, damn, maybe I should have cleansed. Maybe I should take more care of myself. Maybe I should have been a person that said, you know what, I don't want to go with the in crowd. I want to go with the out crowd because the in crowd feels good for the moment, but it's hurting me long term. I was one of those people. The in crowd was hurting me long term, right? I was doing all these things, going from this to this to this to be happy, right? Not knowing that happiness was internal, that God is internal. It's not external. We don't need to go and keep trying to seek God and liking a quote here and there and then going back to the bullshit that we're doing. I'm going to talk to you different. Now, when I started getting in the zone, it gets a little different. A lot of people might leave the call, but this is the truth that a lot of us need to hear, right? So what side are you going to choose? Because it's really coming down to that. It's really getting down to the nitty gritty right now if you're not watching what's going on. It's time to stop being distracted, right? It's time to start really seeking the truth. It's time to really start saying, you know what, I got to take care of this temple, right? A lot of the answers that we have are found in these good books, the answers that we're looking for. Everybody online arguing about masculine men and masculine women all goddamn day. How about you just be a good person and you'll attract what you need in a relationship? We got the whole culture arguing with each other, spitting toxicity on each other. And because nobody's actually doing the work, everybody's wrong. Everybody is wrong. You feel me? And I'm tired of it, right? And I don't really get involved in these type of conversations, but listen, I'm here to do the work. I'm here to speak what's on the mind. Let's stop being susceptible to all these things that are grabbing our attention and we can't get to our spirit self. See, what happens is sometimes our mentality doesn't want to agree. Our physicality, our physical doesn't want to agree, but our spirit knows, and sometimes you just got to force it. I ain't got a magic pill for you sometimes. I don't have a magic pill. Some things I just got to give you the raw, real truth is that your mind might not agree, your body might not agree, but your spirit knows and you got to force it. See, your spirit already knows. Life is not about figuring things out. Life is about remembering, right? And once you start to clear the noise, once you start to make space for God, you start to remember a lot. You start to remember who you are. You start to say, you know what? Maybe I don't need this job. Maybe I don't need this relationship, right? You start to stand and walk with that power, that dominion, that total ruler that you are. And you can do those things that you need to do for your life. We can't keep letting these days and these minutes and these hours and these weeks and these years go on and we're not taking control. We are not in control. You have to be in control. This is the time to get in control. Listen, if you're going to get in control, put I'm in control today in the comments. And if you ever feel like you're losing control, come back to this video and replay it. Replay it every single time. Replay it every single day. Come to my YouTube every single day. Listen to my album every single day. Listen, this is not about me. See, I've accomplished a lot in my life very quickly. I don't need anything, right? And this is case in point, not to brag or anything. I don't need anything. The energy I'm giving you is literally discernment that has been put on my life to tell you this is what needs to be done, right? This is what needs to be done. If you know somebody that needs to listen to this video, it's all about sharing energy, reach one, teach one. You put them on this live stream, because I'm going to leave the replay up. You put them on here and say, listen, sit down and I'm going to watch this with you because we got work to do. And if you're on this call right now, I promise you, I feel it so much in my heart because I don't promo too much if you guys don't know. Like I might do one day, you might get some emails, you see me post a little bit. I'm not the guy that's all over the internet all day, every day. I don't have time for that. I'm here for the chosen. The chosen gonna know what's up. They gonna feel me right when it drops. The G code, that's what it stands for. It's not this big thing. It's an exclusive type of situation because I don't have time. I got a lot of things going on in real life. If you guys don't know, I left the internet for 2 years, right? And I was considering leaving, staying off the internet, but something told me, I ain't gonna lie, I kept getting in meditation, like, yo, it's some people that need you, bro. It was some people that need you. And I remember that when I was in one of my lowest points, when I was down and out, I didn't know what to do. I had legal trouble. I had all types of things, anxiety, depression. I was thinking about all types of stuff. I didn't know where to go in life. I didn't know if I wanted to go back this way or try to go this way. I didn't understand a lot. There was something online that changed my life. And I said, you know what? If online is going to be the medium where I can change someone's life, then I will be there. I will be there. So I'm here. Don't take it for granted. Don't take it for granted. Don't take this message for granted. Don't get off here and say, you know what? Ooh, I'm motivated. Act on it. Act on it. And like I said in the beginning of the call, if it ain't with me, just act on it. Do it yourself. But I'm here to help. I'm here to help. All right? I need some fires. Let me know, because I feel like I'm speaking different right now. If it's a different type of situation, let me know it's different. Because I need y'all to amp me up. I run off energy. I run off energy. Like I run off energy. Let me know in the comments, because I got a little bit off track. But listen, I'm going to just keep going, all right? I'm going to keep going. Because that brings me to my next point of motivation versus discipline. See, the reason why a lot of us don't reach our goals, I was one of those people at one time, is because we get motivated, but we don't understand the power of discipline, the true power of discipline. See, motivation is just a rah-rah. You can get motivated for an instant. It's a feeling, right? But your goals and your higher self have nothing to do with your feelings, right? Discipline is the intimate relationship you have with your time. Discipline is what you do long after the feeling you set it in has left, right? The man or woman who has no discipline is guaranteed to fail. So when motivation leaves, that's when discipline kicks in. That's when discipline kicks in. So this is the time for you to build discipline. Because let me tell you, if motivation worked, if motivation was the key to success in any area of your life, if motivation was the key for you reaching your highest space, then we will already be there. The majority of the world wouldn't be suffering. So we have to realize that motivation ain't it. I'm not the motivational speaker guy that's going to say, hey, you can do it. All you got to do is work hard and believe in yourself. I can't do that. It doesn't work for me. All right. I didn't even try. One day I'm like, that ain't true. That ain't true. I can't tell the people that. It ain't motivation. Now I can motivational speak, but it's gonna be layered in truth. It's gonna be layered in truth. You gotta have discipline. When the motivation leaves, it's the discipline and the commitment that keeps you going. How about this? How about you understand this? Sometimes you got to break internal barriers within yourself so you can flourish on the external. Sometimes the things that we're trying to accomplish have nothing to do with what we're trying to accomplish, and that's not why we're failing. We're failing because we haven't broken enough barriers within ourselves. We haven't tested ourselves enough. We haven't sacrificed enough, right? Case in point, I use myself as an example. I put myself through a lot of things spiritually, emotionally, physically, right? So I can go perform in arenas. So when I got to go do shit, it's easy. Like for me, business is easy. Speaking is easy. Some of the shit I do in the background behind closed doors with discipline, that's hard. So some of us, we got to test ourselves. Men and women alike, we got to test ourselves so we can build the discipline to perform when it's time to put on. Ladies, when it's time for you to snag that interview, or when it's time for you to do whatever, when it's time for you to speak, or when it's time for you to empower your friends, you're going to be ready. Fellas, when it's time for you to be the head of your household, right? When it's time for you to go to the gym, when it's time for you to start that business, when it's time for you to claim that job, when it's time for you to lead your woman, because you got so much discipline in the background, that's going to be a cakewalk. We struggle with our human experience because we're not tapping into our spirit behind closed doors when it's time. We're not having an intimate relationship with ourselves. We're not watching our diet. We're not watching what we eat. We're not trying to cleanse ourselves. So when it's time to perform, we all foggy brain, getting hit off. We stressed out. Life could be simple. It's on us. It's on us. This is the day we don't play the victim role anymore. We can't play the victim role no more. We got to take accountability for our health first, because everything starts with our health. It starts with our health, right? It starts with our health. So discipline is going to take you places motivation can't go. Motivation ain't allowed in some arenas. Motivation ain't allowed in some doors, and that's why they keep closing. Some of the doors that you're trying to get in going to require a little bit of discipline. It's going to say discipline only at the door. You know what I'm saying? And what happens is a lot of people leave that. They can't get in because of the lack of discipline, right? So come on. Come on. All right, so I'm gonna talk about another couple more things. Let's talk about mental clarity that comes from the raw vegan diet. Let's talk about mental clarity. I'm gonna tell you how this works. So listen, we spend a lot of time thinking about food, what to eat, how to prepare it, who we're eating with, right? Just think about how much time we spend about food. What's for lunch? What's for dinner? What you guys want to get subs? You want to get Chinese? Like whatever. Like, that's how it works, right? What are we cooking? Then we spend a lot of time digesting food, right? And processing it. These are all energy outputs, right? But the thing about it is there's no balanced energy input from what we export from food, from output from food. So what's going to happen when you go raw vegan, this is what happened to me, your mental clarity is going to go through the roof. Mine did. Like you're going to be starting to see things so clear because you're not spending all that time processing food and thinking about food and having physiological responses and mental responses to food. And then you're going to get a lot more energy back because you're not spending time digesting food. Your body takes a lot of energy to digest food, right? So imagine you got all that energy back and now you're able to redirect it into what you think may matter for the next 14 days. So you're just going to start making great decisions. You'll be able to identify things that maybe you need to let go, right? That's what happened to me. And it wasn't even like I got that gut feeling like, oh man, I may need it. That's because my gut was compromised. So sometimes we hold on to things because our gut's like, I don't know. You can't really make that strong decision. It's literally because your gut is another brain. It's a thinking center. It has a connection. But if it's compromised and it's not clean, then the decision is going to be shaky. I've accomplished more in the last 6 months than I probably accomplished in the last 3 years. I lie to you not. That's no cap. And I'm just banging it out. Just banging it out. Energy through the roof. Just banging it out. And I'm like, yo, this is kind of nice, right? This is kind of nice. How many of you guys would like to think like that? How many of you would like to have that focus? How many of you guys would like to get your clarity back, right? Would you like to get that back? If you would, type yes in the comments. Would you like to get your old self back? Would you like to get that feeling, when you just felt like you was free? You know what I'm saying? Where it wasn't just like the world was just boggling down on you with so much going on. Do you want that back? Right? You can have it. And this is where my next point comes in, is our own self-worth. Some of us, we don't feel like we deserve things. Sometimes we're addicted to the suffering and the trauma. So when something comes along that's good, we self-sabotage it because we have no self-worth. Right? And I'm not saying it's like you don't, hold yourself as worthy, but having self-worth goes deeper than just living on a day-to-day basis going with the wind. Having self-worth means you're intentional about what you actually are worth. And then you do the things necessary to make sure that you understand who you are. And when you show up, people know the same thing. See, when somebody that takes care of themselves walks in the room, it's an energy type of thing. You know that person take care of themselves. You know they got self-worth. That's what I want for everybody. I want us to get back to that kings, queens, total rulers. We're not taking the back seat no more, right? We're not just going to watch what other people are doing and figure like, yo, you can do it too. You know what I'm saying? Have your self-worth. Stand up for yourself. The stripping process is necessary. Sometimes you got to get stripped of everything so you can see what God has for you. Sometimes we got too much going on that we can't really allow God to work the way He want to work in our lives. We got to strip. I sent the email out this morning about ain't nothing wrong with being a stripper. Sometimes we got to strip. Sometimes we got to break down. Sometimes we got to understand that the truth will set us free, but the only way we get to the truth is if we tell ourselves the truth first, that we are out of alignment. We have to say to our highest self, and we have to pray for our highest self and say, listen, I'm out of alignment. I need help getting back on track. The truth will set you free. You tell yourself the truth and no one can ever lie to you. You start writing the pages on your book. All the ones that were predisposed on you, all the things that people said, all of the things that society boxed you into these imaginary governing boards and boxes that don't exist. They don't exist. I'm telling you right now, you got permission to break the barrier. It's on you. You learn the rules of this world. You playing well, and you create your own. You don't have to be boxed in. You don't got to do this or that. You're not a tree. You can leave. You can make a strategic plan to do so. No more backseat riding. It's all about you. You can attract what you want. You can attract the body you want, the job, the finance, the business, the relationship. You can do it, but it starts with you. Keyword you. Right? And we can't care about how popular we are when this happens. We got to care about being authentic. The world is obsessed with going viral. I'm gonna tell you guys the truth about me, right? People look at me online and my social media following and stuff like that, and all my social media. I never cared to go viral. I never cared to. Like, I don't even be wanting to go viral. I just want foundation. Because I'm gonna tell you what happens between viral and foundation, authentic and popular. See, the person that looking for all this and to be all this and to be in the limelight and showing all this, when they hit and they fall, there's no foundation under that. That's a one-hit wonder. But if you build foundation within yourself, if you cleanse your body and your temple, if you cleanse your mind, right? If you start to learn things that you need to learn, if you instill discipline in your life, you build a lot of foundation. You don't need to go viral. The truth is the truth. Hard work doesn't have to be recognized. Time exposes everything. I live by that. So people don't be missing. I'm not interested in the virality. I'm interested in what's real. I'm not interested in the popularity. I'm interested in what's authentic and what's true. You feel me? I'm trying to tell you that right now. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. Right? So, eating raw fruits and vegetables, it changed my life. It could change your life. Right? Another thing that I had to do during this time is I had to plan. I had to plan a lot. I had to get on a schedule because eating raw fruits and vegetables is not the same as just eating with the whim. You guys are gonna have to figure out what times you eat best. In my documents in the 14-day challenge, I show you a schedule of how you should eat and when you should eat. You know what I'm saying? Another thing you want to do is make sure that you're eating your food groups, the right food groups together, which I explain in the challenge as well, because this is going to help you accelerate the process. You want to make sure that you're drinking a gallon of water a day, right? You want to make sure that you have your herbal teas, right? Teas and herbs also detox, help the detox process, but not the teas that they're selling. I got the teas, all the teas that I use that can help you, right? These are teas that work naturally with the body. And these are healing things, right? These things integrate with your body and they start to work with them, not flush your body up. It's like when you put those other teas and detoxes in your body, it's like they're fighting your body, just like flushing it out. And your body's like, yo, you just robbed me, bro. Like, what are you doing? Why are you coming in here acting all crazy? Like, you want to get some things that's going to work, introduce themselves. Hello, my name is such and such T-Body. How are you? All right, we are ready to work. And it may take a little time. Now, the big thing with people, and the reason why I make this a 14-day challenge is I know everybody can't commit to 90 days. I know everybody doesn't have 90 days in them and 90 days of discipline, but I know somebody got 14. And I know 14 can turn to 28. I know 28 can turn to 56. I know 56 can turn to 102. So I started with 14. I've been disciplining myself for over a decade, right? Just with things that I'm obsessed with discipline, right? I had to change my life. For me, I was down and out. I've lived many lives. I've been in the street. I've been a high school basketball star, CEO of multiple companies. I've lived in my car. I've slept on floors. I've been the party guy. I've drunk into oblivion. I've sold everything, done everything. Like, it was just like, yo, when I started disciplining, it got real because I got obsessed with the results. Once you receive results, it becomes addictive, right? You become addicted to results. So I want you guys to understand that we're going to get some results. We're going to get some results. All right. Now, this call is almost over. I need you guys to stay to the end. We got about 15 minutes left, right? About 15 minutes left because I'm going to reveal some truths to you. All right. It's time to start finishing what you started. It's time for you to start finishing what you started. If you got to a point in your life, I know some people on this call, you made a New Year's resolution to yourself and it's going out the window. But I'm here to tell you that it's never too late to be who you're supposed to be. All right. You need some guidance. You need a coach. You need a community. We got the G Code Telegram community. Everybody will get an email about joining the G Code Telegram community tomorrow morning. You need people that are on the same mission as you. You don't need those people in your life that's going to tell you, oh, I see you doing this. I see you doing that. Oh, man, you think you're too good. Oh, you're losing weight. Everybody want to comment. When people comment and judge you, they're just pushing their insecurities on you. The way they think about themselves is the way they project that energy on others. You don't need that in your life. You don't need any friend that you got to second guess. You don't need anybody that's not interested in your total elevation. You don't need anybody that's not willing to work out and eat healthy with you. You don't need anybody that's not willing to big you up. You don't need any conversation that's not reciprocal. Declining the call sometimes is a top tier form of self-care. Sometimes you don't got to go to that party. You don't got to go check in with that person. You don't got to answer the phone. It's time for you to consider who do you want to be. You don't need all those things. And it's time to finish what you started. And sometimes to finish what you start, you got to get on the track by yourself. And you got to run this race by yourself. Sometimes it's going to be you and God. or you can join the community of people that's going to push you. You know what I'm saying? That's what I built. I built a community. Long story short, back in the day, I learned the power of community. When I was down and out, I ended up in a group text with a bunch of people that were all broke, and we was all trying to go to the next level. Next thing you know, 2 years later, because we sent each other motivational messages, we posted about books, we posted about personal development, we posted about working out, we posted about eating clean in the group. We all became successful in our individual areas, and that's what I want. That's what I want for us. That's what I want for you. It's time to run your race, right? It's time to run your race. If you think it's time to run your race, type it's time to run my race in the comments. I feel like we're losing. It's time to run my race in the comments. It's time to run your race in the comments, right? So look, I'm gonna talk about one more thing, and we got a little bit of special, a little something to talk about. So one thing that we got to understand that's going to happen when you decide to change your life. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. When you decide to make this intentional decision to go to the next level, when you decide to say, I'm going to start cleansing internally, there will be an opposite reaction in a lot of them. There will be opposing energy. And just know, if you don't have any opposing energy in your life, you ain't making enough noise in the right direction. So understand this again. So what happens is a lot of people get discouraged from the opposite energy. Me personally, I get so much opposing energy on a day-to-day basis. I love it though. I'm like, yo, if something's opposing me, that let me know I'm doing the right thing. So when you start getting opposition, just understand you're on the right path, right? So when you start to, do better for yourself, there's gonna be a pull that's gonna say, nah, we don't want you there no more. You're gonna have triggers and things that you're gonna have to deal with, right? You're gonna have withdrawal, you're gonna have all these things, you're gonna have people, it's gonna come from all over. But you gotta understand, when those things start to happen, remember what I said right now, that it's part of the process, right? It's part of the process, and it's supposed to happen. Now, on another level, you're gonna have physiological triggers. You're gonna have chemically induced triggers based on all the foods that you've been consuming. All right, so you're gonna see a commercial where they're gonna stretch the Domino's pizza. That cheese gonna look crazy, and then what's gonna happen is your body's gonna automatically think, I'm hungry and I want some pizza. You don't want it. Your spirit doesn't want that, right? You're gonna see them squeeze the burger, and the ketchup and the mustard's gonna look perfect. You're like, yeah, I want that burger. I want the $5 box. You don't want that. What happens is all these foods, we've been taking them for years. They cause these chemicals in our body to react, and we become addicted, not to the food, but to the chemicals. And then we also get addicted to the responses that we're having from the food. So we're just used to seeing, every time we see a commercial, every time KFC or Popeyes drop a chicken sandwich, we're used to making that response. I gotta go get it. Or we go to Olive Garden and and now we gotta get the pasta. I'm not saying any of those things are bad. Well, fast food is bad. I'm just be straight up with you. But eating out and enjoying yourself is not bad. But it got to get to a time where you say, what am I going to do about my health? And what am I going to do about my life? And what I'm going to be doing about my spirit, right? So understand that the triggers are going to come. And how do you deal with those triggers? I teach you exactly how to deal with those triggers when you join the 14-day challenge, right? Because they're going to come. You have to understand that when you're having these withdrawals, when you're having these triggers, these are your old self trying to pull you back in. These are all the things that you used to do that you don't need to do anymore, that you're letting go of. I'm going to tell you what happened to me, right? Like day 1 out of 90 and day 7, day 7 and 90, I was like, yo, I can't wait till day 90 so I can have me a nice commercial vegan meal. If you don't know what commercial vegan is, it's like the vegan food that looks like regular food, like the burgers, the fries, everything, right? I was like, yo, day 7, I was like, man, I don't know if I can make it 90 days. I really want me a meal. I'm gonna tell you, day 92, I actually had a burger that I was craving. And I had some vegan commercial food that I was craving. And when I bit into it, it tastes like salt and sugar and like just processed. I couldn't taste the flavor, right? My palate didn't even recognize it. I was like, damn, I really still wanted it mentally, but I couldn't taste it. And then I tried again, and it happened again. I was very uninterested for the food. I just went home and had some fruit. And my body was like, oh my God, thank you. Right? It just gave me, like, my body be talking to me like, well, that's the body voice when I eat food. And, it got to like Elmo a little bit. Like, oh my God. I'm like, what's up? Like, it's a little, my fault. I didn't even go with that. But anyway, nah, for real though. But my body didn't want the food. It didn't want it. It rejected it. So that let me know that after 90 days of eating very clean and then trying to eat the things that I thought I wanted, that I really never wanted them. I never wanted them. It was the chemical, it was the conditioning, it was the marketing, it was the programming, right? I didn't want them. So me personally, I'm still raw vegan right now because I'm taking this challenge with you guys. And I'm probably gonna end up being raw vegan. I put a cooked vegan transition guide inside the challenge as well. So if anybody after you do raw vegan, you want to transition to cooked vegan, I put that in the challenge as well. So you get those. So I may go back to like alkaline cooked vegan, maybe like 10-15% of the time, but majority of my diet, I'm raw. And what I'm really about to do, because a lot of people was like, yo, you're losing weight, you lost all your muscle. I'm about to show you how you build muscle raw nuts. How you like me now? After this is all over, June, July, all like whatever the rest of this year, when I decide to go put my weight back on because I'm a G, see the vibes? I'm gonna show you how to build muscle in the cleanest way possible, where everybody says you can't do it. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have a majority raw diet and I'm gonna build muscle, right? Because everybody says you can't do it. And like I told you, I'm the type of guy that if you tell me I can't do something, I figure out I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. I want to break that barrier. A lot of people told me I wasn't going to be able to do the raw vegan diet. A lot of people think, I don't know how you do it. I said, listen, watch me, right? And this is the time where your life has to be about watch me. Don't let nobody tell you their opinion, right? Tell them watch you. This ain't about life trying you, you know what I'm saying? And people saying, oh, yeah, you can't do this and that, and you take it, you take heed of that. Nah, this is about you saying, you know what, this is what I'm about to do, right? And because you got the power of the tongue. That's one of the most powerful things you have. You speak it and it can happen, right? You speak it and you can happen. I am very intentional about what I speak. I speak big things into my life. I speak big goals. I don't hold my tongue. Sometimes when I pray big things. I pray big goals. Sometimes we asking for too little. We talking too little. We try to keep it politically correct. We don't want to shake the boat. Man, you better go rock the boat. Who had that song? Rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat. Yeah, we gotta rock the boat. It's time for you to stop playing small. It's time for you to start praying bigger, thinking bigger. You know what I'm saying? Your God space wants to take you to places that you've never been. And you got to stop waiting until you're ready. It's people that are way less qualified than you doing things that you should have been doing. They just started. You know what I'm saying? Word to Aaliyah. Rest in peace, Aaliyah, man. Rock the boat. You got to rock the boat. It's time to stop sitting on the sideline eating the hors d'oeuvre. You got to rock the boat. I believe in you. You're powerful. Come on, man. You're powerful. And the reason why I speak like this, yo, y'all talking to somebody like, y'all see me online and stuff like that. Like, I've been in some low places. I've been the lowest of low. I had to take myself out of a lot of dark places and dark caves and stuff like that, while still being a public figure, while still building a business, while still, taking care of a lot of people, while still taking care of family, taking care of a lot of people that work for me and work with me. I know what it feels like, y'all. I'm telling you right now, I'm not perfect, right? People's like, oh, you look perfect. Ooh, nah, I'm not perfect. I just handle my business. And I don't put all my business on social media. Like, social media is social media to me. I'm separate from social media. Like, I don't immerse myself in that. You're going to see what I want you to see. Y'all see me cut fruit and empower you and things of that nature. But we all got some things going on. Best believe a lot of people got some things going on. And sometimes the realness is we need to get together off this app, off these apps of perfection, and start being real so we can help each other. And start being real, start talking that real. The reason why I bring you guys on YouTube is because I don't like IG be banning some of the stuff I be trying to talk about. YouTube just be letting me go, right? This joint might get, like, I got banned before. I'm out of that. Like, we gonna talk for real. Like, I'm gonna talk for real. I talk different. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we here. That's why you need to make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, because I'm gonna continue to talk different. And once I get to 10K subscribers, I just started getting serious about YouTube. But we on the road, we moving. The G code moving. Once we get to 10K, I'm going super deep. I'm talking about spiritual experiences. I'm talking about psychedelics. I'm talking about the even deeper about raw vegan in the food industry. Like, I'm going in. You know what I'm saying? Because I think these need to be exposed. The podcast is coming in June. In May. I need y'all to tap in with me. I need you to tap in. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, like, I feel like this is a safe space, man. I feel like this is a safe space. I want y'all to know everything that I put out, God Energy Elevation, it's a safe space, right? There's rest. There's rest in God, right? And I'm not saying that, this is the almighty answer to all your problems, but I'm letting you know it's coming from a pure space. There ain't no cat in my rep. I don't have no hidden agenda. Nothing, none of that, right? Like I told y'all, even with the challenge, like, my plan wasn't even to do a challenge. And the reason why there is a price on a challenge, because you got to understand how to invest in yourself, right? And that's why I have it where you can get free information from me, Like I put out so much free information. Like literally you could piece together how to build a business, how to have emotional intelligence, how to, like, if you just go through all my content, I just put it out there. A lot of stuff that people charge thousands of dollars for, I just give it away. Just like this webinar, right? Just like this live stream, like all the information you got from this live stream, even if you don't sign up for the challenge, you just left with like gold. And I know that because I speak different. And this is a God-given gift that I was supposed to share with you guys. So you're never going to leave me and feel like you got anything that you wasn't supposed to get. Now, if you want to go to the next level with me, it's going to cost, because I'm busy and it takes time. It takes time for me to create these things, these systems, these products. I have a team, I have a big team. Like it's going to take something. And you got to start learning how to invest in yourself. I did a video on YouTube where I talked about how to get rich in all areas of your life by splurging on yourself first. See, what we do is we invest in a lot of things that are detrimental to us, that bring us no return. And then when it comes down to ourselves, we get to like the little crumbs, right? So we go get the bags and the dinners and the shoes and the toxic things that we invest in, the alcohol. And then when it comes down to like a health membership or like a raw vegan challenge, we're like, that's too expensive. I got to do my research. You got to reverse that thinking. You got to come first. So you need to splurge on yourself. Your first check needs to be like, yo, when you get paid, what do I need to, first of all, let me pay my bills and my necessary expenses. Okay, what do I need to do for my self-care and my self-love? Let me toggle that up. You need to do that. Because I'm going to tell you, once you start doing that over and over and over again, for some reason, energy in, energy out, you grow exponentially in those things. It's going to allow you to have the resources to go get what you want when you want. You just got to make the commitment to yourself first. That was a game changer for me. Literally, that was one of the harder ways I leveled up my life. Like, I can't tell you guys specific courses and things about, I can't teach you how to be me, but I can teach you the principles that I governed my life on if you like my results, right? So when I started investing in me, and I started splurging on myself first, it were times, during my journey, I stopped buying clothes for like 3 years. I was super intentional with just doing what I could. I bought all books, just books about information. I took courses. I took study. I'm nationally accredited through the National Academy of Sports Medicine. A lot of people don't know that. I don't talk about my credentials. I spent my last to get accredited. I went through the National International Trainers Association. I've been in the International Fitness Association, right? I'm a certified neuro-linguistics practioner. These are all things that I invested in that I could have said, I'm going to do these other things, but this allows me to give you guys what I had. I had to get the information. And then I read hundreds of books. Books was like, I went to the library first because I ain't had no money. And they free, all the secret things is free. I was like, check out. You can take a little picture. I got a little library card. Good, I'm out of here. Thank you. I'll bring it back Tuesday. And then if you bring it back late, it's like 5 cents. I'm like, my fault, here go a nickel. And I learned so much because I started investing in myself first. So I'll tell you all right now is you guys got to start investing in yourself first. See, what's going to happen is either you're investing in yourself right now voluntarily, like you do it right now, or you're going to be forced to invest in yourself on the back end. And that's just the truth. With the doctor bills and the prescriptions and the lack of knowledge, you're going to be forced to invest. I know, I don't want that for people. And we got to reverse the way we think. I know a lot of people that are being forced to invest. You got to go and it's going to cost you way more. It's going to cost you way more. It's going to cost you way more. The prescriptions over and over again, the health insurance, the health care, all through the roof. The life insurance goes super high when you got high blood pressure and all this other stuff going on, right? So you either invest in yourself now, and I don't care if you do it with me, but you just got to invest in yourself in some way. You got to reverse engineer the way you think, or it's going to be a force. They're going to force you to. I promise you, and that's what they're looking for. This is what, listen, this video might get me, because I'm going to talk to you about a truth about the pharmaceutical industry, right? It's a business model, right? You're on reoccurring subscription. While you're younger and these problems start happening, because all the industries are in cahoots, they feeding you these foods, feeding you these juices, feeding you these sodas, marketing, right? And then we have these issues. So we're getting Tylenol and we're getting prescriptions over and over and over again. It's a reoccurring model. They know after a good amount of time, those things ain't going to work no more either. And then you want to get the big bill. You want to start getting the big bill. The big bill won't start coming in. The chemo and all those other things. Those the big bills, the bed rests. Listen, I gotta be real. Those the big bills come. You eat now what you already prepared years ago. And you're like, let me make sure everybody understands the analogy. The things you did years ago, you experience now. We are never living for this moment. We stay present in the moment, but the things, the reciprocal of this moment always happen in the future, which becomes another present moment. So if you treat your present moment as if it's going to be the future, but you live present every single day, then you would think completely different about your life. You would think completely different, that every single thing counts right now because you got a future present moment. And this is just going to be an interval of time that you look back on and say, damn, I should have did that. You don't want to keep having these time stamps that you look back and say, damn, 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 damn. Your life becomes a damn, damn, damn. Now you young bloods in the club, right? I don't want that. I don't want that. So listen, guys, I'm gonna talk to you real quick. I'm gonna settle down a little bit because I get a little excited. I'm sorry. Yo, if I got too much energy, let me know, man. I'm sorry because I get a lot of energy from this. But you gotta think about, man, it's God's interruption. Sometimes God will interrupt your entire life to get your attention. God will interrupt your entire life to get your attention. You may be thinking you on the path. You may be thinking you got it your way. And I'm a witness. I had my life interrupted many times. Especially when you got a big call on your life, you're going to get interrupted many times. You're going to be called to do some things that you didn't think you would ever do, right? And it's going to be a point in time where you're going to have to answer the call. I say this all the time because God's going to keep calling. You're going to keep calling. What happens is if you don't answer the call, your battery dies. Your battery dies, right? So if you chose and you're on this call for a reason, the purging of all these dense energies and clearing of karmic cycles, the world is moving at a pace that we can't even define. This is all necessary. You talking to me right now and speaking to me right now is all necessary. So I want you to understand this last point. Sometimes you got to pursue a life that's calling you. And it's determined, what's going to happen is whether you answer the call or not. Now, what's going to happen when you get off this call is you're going to get an email, right? A lot of people thought that when I talk about this challenge that I wasn't serious about having a specific number of people in the challenge to make sure everybody got service well. We sold out of general admission, right? But we still have 2 levels to join. So if you want to invest in yourself and you understand what I'm saying, you go ahead and join when you get this email, right? And I'm closing enrollment because once enrollment closes, I can't let nobody else in. We got to keep the energy tight. So you choose your package and you get in if you can. But I'm telling you right now, this is the time. If you don't do anything about it, it's going to continue. Now, if you can't do it, you do what you can on your own, but best believe you're going to need a coach. I think a coach will help you, and I'm here to help you. I got a team to help you. We got so many people here to help you. So you make that decision on what you're going to do with your life. I cannot make that decision for you. I can only be confirmation on anything that may resonate with your soul. All right? And I feel like if you're on this call, there's a certain type of power, there's a certain type of resonance in you that's been pulling you for a while that say, you know what? It's my time. It's my time to be who I'm supposed to be. No longer will I sit in the dark. No longer will I sit idle. No longer will I let my health take control of me. I'm going to take control of my health. I'm going to take control of my life. I'm going to level this thing up. It's time for me to make this investment into myself. It's time for me to start loving myself. It's time for me to start caring for myself. It's time for me to start removing toxic relationships. It's time for me to start babysitting insecure people that are threatened by my growth. It's time for me to stop dimming my light. It's time for me to get in my God space because it's been waiting for me for so long. It's been calling and calling and calling. This Gee Bryant dude just keeps sending me confirmation over and over again. God's calling me, and I'm not answering the call. But tonight I'm answering the call. I may not join the Raw Vegan Challenge, but I'm gonna do something. But if I join this Raw Vegan Challenge, I'm gonna give it my all because I got it, and I'm going to invest in myself. I don't want to pay for this down the line. I'm gonna do it right now. I'm going to invest on the front end, so I don't got to be one of those people that pay on the back end. I'm a front end type of person from here on out in my life. If you're a front end type of person, put front end in the comments. It's time to move on the front end. We're not waiting for the back end. Sometimes the back end ain't going to come. Sometimes they don't give you the back end. The back end is not promised, but you can control the front end. Control the front end of your life tonight. Make a decision to control the front end of your life. I'm going to pray for us for a second, all right? I like to end all my calls of prayer. Listen, if you're on this call for a reason, God, I want you to bless every single person on this call as we get off. This is the time for us to elevate to the next level in union. Right now, a lot of people are lost in this world. A lot of people don't know who they are. and they're disconnected from you, and they're seeking everything external except for the internal, which you placed inside of. So if anybody on this call has resonated with this message, if you feel like, listen, this is a moment in time, this is a time stamp that I'm going to cherish, and I'm deciding that today is the day, tonight is the night that I go to the next level of my life, and I no longer sit in the background, and you claim it tonight. God, protect us during this journey. Give us all the rule that you've blessed us with, and let us know that every single day that we live, that we are not apart from you, that we have gratitude, and we thank you. And we pray for you, we pray for us, we pray for every single person around us, and we're showing you that we're willing to sacrifice, we're willing to be blessed, and we're willing to rule the way you've taught us to, and that you've instilled in us. Amen. Guys, I stand for three things. Three things only. It's all I care about in my life. God, energy, elevation. Everything has to encompass in that. That's how I decide what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do. Does it involve God, energy, or elevation? That's the G code. That's the real G code. So you're going to be getting an email soon. Remember, either you're investing yourself in the front end or you're investing yourself in the back end. That's all I can leave it at that. You guys have a great night. I have super amount of gratitude for you getting on this call. And I believe that it's time for us to level up and elevate together. It's time to heal. It's time to tap into that higher space. It's time to bridge the gap from who we are to who we're supposed to be. It's never too late, y'all. It's never too late. You have a good night. Peace.